This is how I build N8N systems worth $2,500 for clients now. Just Claude code and no need to be an N8N expert. Most people think you need to master N8N before you sell automations, and they end up getting stuck watching tutorial after tutorial, trying to learn every node and expression before they feel ready. But that barrier is simply gone. Claude Code just handles the technical complexities for you, and you just need to know what problem to solve. I run an AI consultancy helping businesses implement the systems, and I've shown 500 builders in my community how to do the same thing. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact setup, and then I'm going to build a workflow just by describing it. Anyways, enough of the talking. Let's get into it. We're on the verge of a new model because the old model is practically dead, because you end up learning N8N for months and months on end, and you never end up feeling confident so that you can start finally pitching or selling your services to clients, while the new model is so straightforward. Claude Code will just basically act as your technical co-founder, and all you have to focus on is mastering business problems and your clients' problems instead of N8N nodes. And that is how you end up building workflows that are worth $2,000, $5,000, or even more. And that's exactly why my team and I put together a complete system that shows you the workflows people are paying for right now, walk you through building them from A all the way to Z, and ultimately helping you land your first deal. If you'd like that level of support, you can click the first link in the description below and we'll get you settled with that. Anyways, let's get started with building this Claude Code technical co-founder setup. So we're going to need a few things. Obviously, you're going to need a Claude Pro and above subscription. A Pro or Premium will do. I recommend starting with Pro. When you get into limits, you can upgrade it to the max. That's completely fine. And the two things powering this, obviously, Claude Code, and then we have skills and MCP. Think of MCP as basically an API that connects to your N8N instance and basically makes the workflow directly in your N8N instance. The other one is skills. Just think of it as a package domain expertise you give to Claude Code, so that whenever it needs to build N8N workflows, it knows exactly when to call upon those skills, and also has the knowledge about the MCP so that it knows when to call upon the right MCP. First things first is that you want to open your Claude Code extension, whether that be in VS Code, Code, or Anti-Gravity. You can basically get this by downloading these platforms and by simply going to extensions here and just searching for Claude Code and basically adding this extension here and automatically linking it with your Anthropic account. Once you have that, you're just gonna find this button here and just click it and you'll be brought here. So in order for you to install the skills, the MCP, and a Claude.nd that I've set up that basically teaches Claude Code or this particular directory how to expertly build the workflows and knows exactly when to call upon the skills and the MCP too as well. So what you're going to do is just paste this in here, and that is basically it. And all you have to do is just click on send, and we can see it's thinking. What it's going to do, it's basically just going to get these workflows and install it onto a local computer. And you can see it's just finished. It created the Claude.nd for us, not just that, but also the MCP.json, which would basically help us connect our N8N with Claude Code. So we're going to go ahead now and get our N8N API and our N8N URL. So what you want to do is head over to your N8N. You want to copy the URL right here. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to paste this right here all the way to com, and we want to get our API, so you can do that by just going into settings here, N8N API, and I'm just gonna call this YouTube tutorial. Click on save, copy this, go back, just paste this right here, and now it is asking us to basically start Claude Code so that you can activate the skills. So We just did that, and now it is asking us to execute this command. So I'm just gonna say, just copy this. Now I'm going to start the N8N MCP server basically for us, so that we can go ahead and start building. And always make sure that whenever you want to build N8N workflows with Claude Code, make sure this N8N MCP is running. So you can see now everything is set up. If you go to the doc flow, you can see the skills here. You can find MCP JSON here. And to be honest, we don't really need this one here, so you can just delete them. You can see now our folder is basically clean. And there's one more thing too as well. In case the installation does not install the full-on Claude.md, which I noticed here, what you can do is, if you scroll all the way up to the instructions, because I told you to download it, we would basically find a Google Drive link here. So what you can do is just go over here, and it's going to automatically download it for you. Just drag and drop this, and perfect. So now we have the proper Claude.md. So now we have everything set up. And what you want to do, just close this. We can start a new conversation from fresh, and then paste in this structured instruction, and make sure you're always in plan mode, because you always get better results. So this structured instruction, what I would recommend always when building with Claude Code is that you start with a high level plan. A high level plan in the sense of how the workflow would be from A to Z, even in plain simple English. So once you have that, you can go to any AI model, whether that be ChatGPT or Claude, then basically paste in a high level plan and just tell it to turn it into a structured instruction for building an N8N workflow. And once you have that in, what it's going to do is that it gives you a better starting position and makes actually building the workflow much more better and reliable, which you can see here. It's going through the MCP, the skills, everything. All you have to do is just be clicking on yes, 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 yes. And what it's going to do now is that it's going to basically create an implementation plan before it goes ahead and builds the N8N workflow inside our N8N instance. And for context, what we're building today, it's basically an AI research plus content ideation workflow, in the sense that every morning it goes ahead and finds the latest AI news in terms of tools. Since I make YouTube content, is that looks at those tools and comes up with content ideas on how I can turn those tools into effective tutorials that people can use in order for them to get efficiency gains, not just like a news channel basically. Hopefully this makes sense. But once it builds the workflow, you'd get a better understanding of what to build it. So it just finished creating the workflow, which you can see here, but I had to nudge it a bit to tell it to create it inside our N8N instance, because at first it created the workflow here, but then we then told it to basically create it inside our N8N instance, which if we open here, we would find it here basically. Wow. So what we have to do now, I believe, is set up our credential, which we are going to do now. I already have my open router account, and okay, I choose this. Then I'm gonna, okay, perfect. So that, okay, now we need to set up our email. We already have our Gmail account set up. I'm just gonna put in my email here, and I believe it just auto saves. And what we are gonna do now, I'm gonna test it and see. And it sent me an email. So let's go into my inbox. Let's see. Okay, let's see where that issue is coming from. Yeah, it's probably from here. So we're gonna go back into Claude Code, since it's our technical co-founder, and tell it to fix it for us. So now I'm going to go ahead and find out and basically debug. So it even checks the executions. Right, so it just finished with the fix. So let's give it a try and see if this time it works. So let's go ahead and check our inbox now. And perfect. So we just got 5 ideas. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. We just built a workflow using Claude Code. We debugged it using Claude Code, and should I say it debugged itself, because it went into the executions and found the executions basically. Not just that, but it fixed it, and now you have a working N8N workflow. So there you have it, the exact setup I used to build N8N workflows worth $2,500 for clients. You came here thinking you needed to master N8N before you could start selling. Well, now you can see how Claude Code handles all the technical complexities for you. And it's just a simple setup. You describe what you want to Claude Code and it builds it. And if it encounters problems, it's going to debug it and fix it. And if you want my team and I to show you the exact workflows clients are handing out their credit cards for right now, show you how to build it from A to Z and guide you on landing your first deal. If you want that level of support, you can click the first link in the description below and we'll get you set up with that. Now, drop a comment on what workflow you're building first. And I'm Ahmed and I will see you in the next one.